It's time, boys. So here we are. Good afternoon or good evening, everybody. I'm Batista. You may know me.
And I'm Fernando.
We are full stack developers from EA Studio, a cool agency based on Venice Beach, Los Angeles, California. And we're going to talk about blockchain based product focused development.
How to deal with deadline, costs, and all challenges with something so new as blockchain. These are the topics of this presentation. What is product focused development? A brief overview of what it is.
And choosing the blockchain tooling because no one has time and money to write JSON RPC requests.
Smart contracts. Solidity is cool, but you may not need to be a specialist. And Ethereum Standards as ERC20, 721, and 1155. So many choices. So where should I go?
Exactly. And what is product focused development? So not everything needs to be perfect. Sometimes your deadline is tight and your code ends up a bit messy, or your page don't look that cool. But there is nothing wrong about it. Most of the times, your clients will be happier with an app rough on the edges built in a month than with the perfect app that took a year to build and cost a lot of money.
Design patterns are cool, but they consume a lot of time. Working in a small project, you probably don't need abstractions, generic classes, or that cool GraphQL resolver you always wanted to implement. And finally, the key is keep it simple, stupid. It's a good general advice for all your projects. You can make it big, of course, but always keep your deadline in mind, right,
Yeah.
Batista?
Right, sir? Please don't over engineer on this mock project. And a kiss for everyone. Mhm.
Don't run out of time.
Some assumptions that we made here, some basic knowledge of the blockchain world. For this presentation, we assume that you know what is a blockchain, a smart contract, and an FT, and a DApp, a decentralized application. A cool guy that I know will give you a presentation about all of this on Thursday.
Stay tuned.
This is the cool guy.
Okay, choosing the blockchain. First, can you even choose? Sometimes, a lot of times, your client will have something in their mind, and it's up to you to give them the best advice. Sometimes the emerging blockchain that they own a lot of coins, maybe it isn't the best choice for a decentralized application. Deadline. Tight deadlines in blockchain with few or none tooling can become a huge problem, right?
Yes, sir. And we have always have the cost. Yourself or your client are running all of money. Maybe it's time to go for Polygon instead of Ethereum. You don't want to spend like $100 to just mint an NFT can end up being shitty and no one will buy it. So maybe stick with Polygon, spend a few cents, mint a lot of NFTs, get a lot of clients, and make a lot of money.
Faster transaction as well.
And faster transactions as well. I'm a huge advocate of Polygon. You'll probably notice as the presentation goes on. So this is my catchphrase. The blockchain you love may not be the best for the project. We always love that like super hipster blockchain with that cool and new coin, but maybe it doesn't have tools. You may never be able to build that marketplace you always dreamed of. So stick with the old things. There's nothing old on blockchain universe, but always keep it simple and choose like known technologies that the market's been using for a while.
There are the blockchains we have. These are the blockchains we have professional experience with. We know that there are almost 2 million different blockchains out there. I'm just kidding. For instance, we have Cardano, a promising blockchain. The new update called Alonso supports smart contracts, just have been released. And we have the Flow blockchain. Flow is a developer-friendly blockchain network, especially for building digital assets and marketplaces. The platform strives for scalability, not through sharding, but with upgradable smart contracts written in the Cadence programming language.
Cool. And we have Ethereum, that is our most popular one. We find software developers easier for blockchain. Not super easy, but there are a few out there just like us. So choosing the Ethereum blockchain, you always have to keep in mind that scalability issues and costly transactions. Moreover, it only allows processing a small number of transactions per second, since it's widely used, resulting in exorbitant gas fees. Consequently, the platform isn't conducive to microtransaction and day-to-day usage. You see yourself having you need to charge clients $100 for an NFT just to so your NFTs will cost more than the gas fees. You can easily find an NFT that costs like $10 and pay $100 on gas fee if you have a lot of traffic on the Ethereum blockchain. So everything on the Ethereum blockchain but you need to make it expensive just to cover transactions gas fees.
Costs.
Yeah, so you need to sell things for high prices just so what you're selling is more expensive than the gas fees
to make it worth.
Yeah, and there is also the Polygon. It's a layer 2 solution. It works on top of Ethereum primary blockchain. Polygon uses sidechains to unclog the main platform in a smart and cost-effective manner. I've been an advocate of Polygon from quite some time. In the blockchain world means like 2 months. So, but we've made some clients change their mind to use Polygon because it's cost effective. You have faster transactions for lower prices, and you can start making your project a lot faster because you have everything that's out there for Ethereum. You can use the same tooling, just almost usually the same node providers as Ethereum. They will support Polygon. So we have all the tooling that Ethereum has been building up for a couple of years in a faster and cheaper blockchain. So it's really cool. And I really encourage people to go for Polygon instead of Ethereum in a lot of projects. So it's a really cool technology. So it's time to talk a bit about tooling. Your friends on the blockchain development world. No providers. They will save you your time, your money, your hair. Because you don't know what is a node provider. Maybe the names Alchemy or Infura ring a bell for you. They're two big players when it comes to make your life easier. When picking a blockchain to work with, you may first check if those guys can provide you a node.
You plan to create your cool marketplace and sell a bunch of awesome NFT. You choose the fresher blockchain out there. The problem is there is not an even single wallet provider for your clients. They'll have to download some shady plugins and pass the private keys on the browser. You ended up sad and lonely. Before starting your project, always check for client-side libraries. We all use to MetaMask, but did you guys know about the Magic Link? It's an authentication solution that creates a wallet address for your clients. I know that's a custodial wallet, but not everyone is a crypto nerd.
Right? And there is also the SDKs, because writing JSON RPC requests can be quite labor intensive. So SDKs like Web3.js and Ethers will give you an abstraction layer over those requests and make transaction signing as easy as a method call. So for the coolest and more hipster blockchains out there, you probably won't have a JavaScript library to use. You need to write your own JSON RPC request, sign your transaction with some shady wallets and some shady libraries that are not that had their last commit 2 years ago. So keep it up. Before starting your project, check for tooling because it made up making your. If you don't have the proper tooling, you may not be able to deliver your project in the proper deadline, between the deadline. So always check first for tooling before starting your project. I know it may sound weird to depend so much on tooling, but for the blockchain universe, they will save you a lot of time. So it will depend a lot on tooling.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about smart contracts. Please don't reinvent the wheel. Use battle-tested smart contracts. In most blockchains, smart contracts are immutable after deployed. So during the development process, they must be really well written and tested. The robustness of its smart contracts is a primary contributor to the overall security that the blockchain technology provides. Writing secure, clean, and bug-free code is necessary for this purpose. In the past, several security breaches have been discovered related to smart contracts. The most famous case is the DAO, Distributed Autonomous Organization, smart contract bug back in 2016. 50 million worth of Ether was drained at the time, forcing a hard fork on the Ethereum blockchain.
Nice. Also, always check for popular and community-approved interfaces. A lot of big players have open source contracts. You may find the perfect smart contract for your project done and tested. For instance, we have OpenZapply, another one that I love, that have a wizard that you can just build your smart contract and it's battle tested and community approved. So you don't need to worry about writing your smart contract. Of course, you can, and maybe sometimes you will need to write a smart contract from scratch, but always keep in mind that we're dealing with people's money. So you can have like silly bugs being ended up like ruining your project and ended up by giving a lot of making you lose a lot of money. So always keep in mind that they need to be battle tested. Smart contracts maybe sound as simple as a lambda function, but you are always almost all the time dealing with people's money. So go for battle tested smart contracts if you can. If you cannot, make sure that you do a lot of tests for even simple functionalities, because crypto nerds love to explore smart contract because everything in the blockchain is public, so you can always check everyone's smart contract, even though it's a binary. Sometimes you may not be able to see it as a text plain, but you can always make it almost all the time. You can check store smart contracts and see what's going on and check the logic. So it's easy to find some breaches and create some problems for you. So always check if there is like something popular out there, there's battle tested, and stick with it.
You don't want to force another hard fork, right?
Yeah. So Ethereum FT Standards. So we have the ERC 721s. If you want to make the crypto nerds out there happy, go for ERC 721s. They're the truly non-fungible tokens. Auctions will make a lot more sense if your token is unique, although you can also have a non-fungible token with 1155. You just have to create a 1 out of 1. Jokes apart, we'll find battle tested marketplace smart contracts supporting sales and auctions from big players that only support ERC 721s. So if you're not a Solidity specialist or don't have one in your team, you may stick with ERC 721s. There's a lot more like code samples out there. People have been working with 721s for more time, so we'll find a lot more examples and battle tested interfaces. So we may choose the 721s.
Yeah, and handling a lot of tokens, gas fees are eating your budget. Deploying a new contract to each new asset is not for you. ERC 1155 contracts was made for you. ERC 1155 has batch operations like balance, minting, and transfer.
1155s are the evolution of the 721s. They support fungible and non-fungible tokens in the same smart contracts. You can support multiple tokens in the same. Sorry, guys, my throat's killing me. You can support like multiple contracts in the same. Multiple tokens in the same contract. So they're a big evolution for the 721s. You can save a lot of money, especially if you are working with Ethereum blockchain. Batch minting will save you a lot of money on Ethereum. On the Ethereum blockchain, not the problem, but like the crypto nerds, they don't consider the 1155s as true non-fungible tokens. You may lose some market value if your tokens are 1155. It doesn't matter for a lot of people there, but for some crypto nerds, they won't have like good eyes for your 1155s tokens.
So a summary, please don't be fancy. Tools and third-party libraries are your best friend. Companies out there already audited, tested, and approved smart contracts for you. And please know your product very well before choosing protocols and standards.
Yeah, changing the protocol you choose, the interface you choose for your token in the middle of the project can give you a big headache. So if you choose to start with 721s and suddenly your client wants to have quantities on their tokens, or they want to make some batch operation, you should always try to figure it out, all the features that your clients want. I know it's hard, but for the blockchain world, it will make your life a lot easier, especially if your product is in production. If it's out there, change your contract will be a big problem. You'll need to trace and have like backwards compatibility between your contracts. So before starting your project, sit with a client, talk about a lot of the features that they plan to have, and choose the contract for you.
And a huge thank you. If you're a full stack developer and want to work with some of the best full stack developers in the world, if you have blockchain knowledge or want to go deep in this world, reach us, please. We are hiring. We are partnering with big clients, closing exciting deals, and big blockchains projects are coming. So if you want to be part of this, apply to know more.
Thank you again, guys. And if you have any question, it's time. No one? Really? Disappointing.
Blockchain is hard, we know.
Yeah. A lot of we talk about, we don't understand nothing about it. We've been reading all the time.
At QA tab, we don't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Question and answers. Yay. No. Sorry. What would make you not choose Polygon for a project? Not choose Polygon for a project. If the client really wants to have a given blockchain as Ethereum, if the client for some reason has they own a lot of tokens in a given blockchain and they want to spend it first. So Polygon is a good way to start your project, even though when you need some on-ramp platforms, they may not support Polygon. That could be a major impact if your client really wants to have transactions with fiat money, and it could be a problem on Polygon. So not all not all fiat on ramp like crypto coin auction house. Sorry, not auction house. It is the I forgot the name. Sorry guys, I'll remember, just 1 second. The exchange house, sorry, they don't support Polygon, so we may have some you may have some trouble like exchanging fiat money to Polygon. So that would be a major point for not choosing Polygon if your client really wants to sell NFT assets, crypto assets with fiat money. So Polygon can become this can become a problem to choose Polygon. That's it, guys.
Does anyone have more questions?
Do Polygon has any advantages over flow on games based on NFTs? Polygon. So for a software developer, you can just start your project with Polygon. If you want to, as a developer, start a project with Flow blockchain, you'll need their approval. So it's not a public blockchain, it's a private blockchain. You need to be a Flow partner to start your project. You can start your project, but they will need to approve. They will check your project and they will give their yes or their no to make your project go to production, to make it live. So as software developer, if you want to start small and do your own game and add some crypto asset, you may choose Polygon. So that's the main advantage. It's a public network over the Flow blockchain. That is a private network. In terms of software development, I can say that Flow, it's a lot easier. It's developer friendly. So I think, yeah, if you have their approval, go for Flow. It's a cool blockchain. It's made for developers. But if you starting small, just want to see if your project will succeed, you have want to make a proof of concept, you may go with Polygon because sorry guys, it's open. You can just make it and start selling some crypto assets without needing anyone's proof.
Yeah, and since they are built on the top of the Ethereum, so there are a lot of content and material on the internet, so it's going to be really easy to develop it.
Yeah, but Flow supports native transaction with fiat money. They do it all for you. So if you want to sell assets with fiat money, Flow is also a good choice. Sorry guys.
Anyone else?
I think we're running out of time, guys.
Yeah.
So I think that's it, guys.
Okay.
We don't have more time. Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you for your attention. Bye.
Bye.